Looking for an electric bike? Want to convert a bike you already have? Or just looking for an extra battery for your e-bike? Check out our range at e-bikes.co.uk. Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Liam Angel, aka Straight Shooting LJ, and welcome to another episode of the E-Bikes vlog and podcast opinion pieces. Now, e-bikes, are they good? Are they better than regular bikes? Very simple question, but there's a lot of conjecture and different answers. And I would like to say, being an e-bike rider myself, that yes, I find e-bikes better than regular bikes. For one predominant reason, and that is one word: exercise. Exercise. Now, I'll take you down a bit of a road to come back to the present. Now, back in 2008, I had ACL reconstruction, and because I had a completely torn ACL, and in 2024, obviously I'm getting a little older, getting as we all are, but the thing is, after a number of years of heavy cycling, playing football, working, whether it be in retail or otherwise, is one of them ones. It puts a lot of strain on the knees, puts a lot of torque through the knees, if you will. And one of the things that has actually been a revelation over the last 3-4 years that I've been riding electric bikes is how much more ground I cover on an e-bike, and don't even think twice about it. The e-bikes that I have enabled me to make some journeys that would otherwise be extremely arduous and pretty difficult, especially with like bad knees. And I know a lot of people of an older generation to me, so you're looking at people who are maybe, say, 60s, 70s and that kind of thing, who still love bicycles and still love bike riding, but because of physical limitations can't do it anymore. And I've seen some people of that age bracket, that 50 to 70 age bracket, get an electric bike, and it's been like a new lease of life for them. And it is amazing to see. It is amazing that a mode of transport can do that. And driving is sedentary, so it doesn't, you're not getting your legs moving, you're not getting the blood flowing, you're sitting there with a couple of pedals. So it's one of them ones. It's not the same to drive 10-12 miles as it is to cycle 10-12 miles, whether it be an electric bike or an analog bike. So one thing that's come up recently is actually a study, and there is a study. There has been a study published in the International Journal of Behavioral Nutrition and Physical Activity, which found that e-bike riders actually get more exercise than traditional bike riders. And the researchers looked at data from 10 studies conducted in Europe and North America, which included a total of 1,415 participants. They found that e-bike riders spent more time riding and covered more distance than traditional bike riders, which resulted in more overall physical activity. Now, I think that is crucial. I think that is absolutely crucial, and it is one of them ones where that is kind of an interesting fact. It might be a small sample number, 1,415, but the fact of the matter is that is, in terms of a study of its size, quite a large study. And I'm actually glad that kind of study has been done, because at the end of the day, you need some sort of baseline to go off. And I think it's one of them ones where there are a number of reasons why e-bike riders would obviously ride a bit more than traditional bike riders, as I said in my anecdote about my knees. And it is one of them ones. There is also the thing of, if you're going to a workplace and you have to commute 10-12 miles each way, you don't want to get there hot and sweaty, especially if you haven't got shower facilities there. So there's that side of it. But as well, it's a case of you might not want like a pure throttle bike, because otherwise you just get a moped. You want something that gives you assistance, not doing the work for you. So if you've got something that can assist you, it's like the difference between like running a company and having a PA and not having a PA. You can get a lot more done if you've got a PA, because that personal assistant is assisting you to help you get more done. So in the same way, an e-bike is basically your physical health PA, where it is helping you get a lot more done in terms of mileage than you otherwise might do on an analog bike. And you don't want to take the lazy way of a moped, but also as well, you don't want to have to tax it, insure it, and pay out the backside for that. So the benefits of e-bikes and why people who ride e-bikes get more exercise, well, stuff like hills become a hell of a lot easier and a lot less to fear when you know you've got a bit of electrical assistance with you. If you're having to grind up hills, it's going to put you off. It's going to put most people off. It's going to be like, you know what, I can't be bothered today. I'll just leave the bike at home. I'll just jump on the train. And then you've missed out on a day's exercise. Especially if you're doing, say, an office job that is sedentary, and the only time you're getting up to walk around is like when you're going to pick up your lunch. You're taking in the calories, but you're not burning them off. Whereas if you're cycling home, you're burning them off, but you don't want to be absolutely knackered by the time you get into work. Or when you get home, you don't want to be falling down absolutely knackered. You want a bit of energy to do what you need to do, especially if you're, say, a parent, for instance. So it is one of them where electric bikes, as I said, tough terrain is a lot easier on an e-bike, and it does make it more appealing. As I said, I think going out on a nice little bike ride, I would say that's more appealing when you think, oh yeah, I can jump on my e-bike, I can just cruise along. You can just cruise along at 15 miles an hour and not have to really break sweat, but your blood's still flowing because you're using your legs. You could, and remember, with pedal assist, you can turn that off. And if you turn off pedal assist, you've naturally got a much heavier bike. So you can give yourself a lot more of a challenging workout that way if you wanted to. You haven't always got to have the pedal assist full. You haven't always got to have it at level 5 or level 9 or however high your e-bike goes. So it is one of them ones you can tailor it. Your gears come into play as well with your speed, so you can tailor that too. So it is one of them ones where, like, it is said that e-bike riders use their e-bikes more often, and I said it's that bit more appealing when you know you're coming out with a bit of electrical assistance as opposed to you're having to do all the grinding yourself. And also a safety issue when you've got cars behind you and they're trying to get the quickest start off from a light. On an e-bike, whether it be a torque sensor or a cadence sensor, you've got a nice quick push off. If you've got a throttle, you've got a nice quicker push off. It will put your mind at ease if you can push off a little quicker than the cars behind you. I mean, imagine you haven't got the pressure of having to get that momentum and build that momentum behind you whilst you got some idiot who can't even wait at a light properly behind you, hurrying you up. So it is one of them where, as well, it's like e-bike riders generally tending to ride longer is another reason as well. I mean, I find it a lot more pleasurable to ride for, say, 2 hours, 3 hours on an e-bike, which I do at times. I find that a lot more pleasurable than on a regular bike, and I'm not bucketing with sweat. Carry a couple bottles of water with me. In the winter, it actually does warm me up nicely cycling. I love cycling in the winter because, like, it gets the blood pumping, it gets you warmed up and that. But also in the summer, a couple of bottles of water, I'm good. I'll go for miles. And I said it's a lot more pleasurable an experience when you've got that motor assistance with you. So in terms of e-bikes, like, I haven't looked back since I started on them, say 3-4 years ago. I have not looked back since, and that is where it becomes more fun. It becomes more interesting. You can like make a day of it and stop and see landmarks and that without getting overly sweaty. And also in those summer months when it's roasting hot, but you need to be somewhere quickly, and you say don't want to get in the car because you don't want to get stuck in traffic, or you don't want to go on the tube because you don't want to be stuck in a sweat box. Let's be honest about it. That being on the underground, especially like the Bakerloo line, the Central line in London, it's a sweat box at the best of times. You shouldn't be transporting cattle in those temperatures. I don't want to be in that in the summer. Conversely, in the winter, I don't want to be everybody hawking up next to you and just spreading viruses in basically a tin box. Don't want that. I'd rather get out on my bike. I'd rather get out on my electric bike, especially, and make a 45 and make a journey in 45 minutes that otherwise, if I had to take buses and trains, would take an hour and a half. There's that as well. So I said, love to get out on my e-bike purely for exercise, for fresh air, for all of those health benefits. Yes, I do have to be that bit more aware on the roads, but I don't mind taking that as a sacrifice. But you know what? What do you think? Have you recently transitioned from regular bike to e-bike? And what are your thoughts on that? What are the pros? What are the cons? What have you found good? What have you found bad? Have you found it liberating being on an e-bike? Do you get to places a lot quicker, a lot less sweatier as well? How have you found that transition? Do you ride longer on your e-bike than previously on your analog bike, if you've had that conversion done? lebikes.co.uk is the website. We are on Twitter /X as it's now known. We're on there, LEBikes Ltd. We are also on Instagram. We're on Snapchat. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/LEBikes Ltd. YouTube as well, at LEBikes on YouTube, for the tips and tricks series, the opinion piece vlog and podcast as well. You can find it as a podcast. We've got so much up there. So X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere you are on the socials, we are there too. Remember, we are official and licensed also resellers for engwe electric bikes as well. So if you're looking for, say, the Engine Pro or the Step Through L20, LE-Bikes is where you can get those, and also the kit to go with them as well. We do mid-drive. We specialize in mid-drive e-bike conversions. If you want to convert your bike to e-bike, do it with LE-Bikes. We can supply batteries, displays, anything you need, we can do. As I said, we specialize in the Bafang mid-drive motor conversions as well. We also do battery repair and also battery diagnosis as well, so we can find out what's wrong with your battery, and we can also get it repaired for you as well. So much that we do here at LE-Bikes. Get in touch, keep in touch, and hopefully we will see you soon. lebikes.co.uk, as said, is the official website. You know what? I have been Liam Angel, and until next time on this LE-Bikes opinion piece vlog and podcast, take care and happy riding, everybody. Mid-drive motor conversion kits, ready-made e-bikes, batteries, bike to e-bike conversions, custom builds and more. Start your journey into electric bikes at lebikes.co.uk.